Fun with Failure.
Welcome to Fun with Failure Shorts. This is Dallas. According to a global study, over 50% of the world's population live in cities, and that number continues to grow every year, making subway travel a more regular occurrence for a lot of people. And when you are surrounded by that many people, you'll more than likely run into some very interesting people. I found a list of 10 funny and bizarre occurrences that happen to people on the subway that I'd like to share with you. So, here we go. Number 1. I was on the 6 train a few months ago. This guy had fell asleep on the train, nothing new. He woke up just when the doors closed. I guess he was still half asleep or something, cause he ran into the door and bumped his head into the glass part of the door. I've never saw such a thing. I guess he's fully awake now. Number 2. A friend and I were watching another friend trying to peel off one of those seat reserved for the handicap stickers. He was using a butterfly knife while we were on the E train heading to Kew Gardens. A cop comes out of nowhere and he asks him, "Hey son, are you as stupid as you look?" Number 3. I was coming home late one night from a friend's place in Brooklyn. So there was only 2 other people in the subway car. This normal looking guy in a suit came and sat as physically close to me as possible. And then he told me to stand up and block him so he could change his outfit. I was so confused and scared, but I went with it. When it was my stop, he gave me a flashlight keychain and he told me, "Be safe there out in the world." Number 4. One time my boyfriend found literally a pile of crap on the seat. That wasn't the worst part. There was a sorry note right next to it. Number 5. I was going home one night and a homeless guy was taking up an entire row, sprawled out like one of those Playboy centerfolds, eating a rotisserie chicken. I stood in front of the doors diagonally from him. When he started moving, he proceeded to throw chicken bones at my feet. I was tired and cranky and I said, "What the hell are you doing?" His response, "I like chicken." Can't argue with that logic. Number 6. A couple of guys got on a train out of Queens, and they loudly announced to a crowded car that they were armed and planned on robbing everyone. Absolutely no one looked up or acknowledged them, so they quietly got off at the next stop. Number 7. I was on a train heading to Chinatown when this huge, intimidating man walked in through the doors that separated the cars. I swear he was built like a football player. I could see that he was carrying a sign, and I was getting slightly worried, but the wind from the open door was blowing it so that it was folded. When the wind finally stopped, I stopped worrying immediately, cause it only said, "Hugs, $1." Number 8. I was getting on the 1 train from Harlem heading downtown. When I stepped onto the car, the sound of rolling dice and a clicking typewriter greeted me. Sprawled out across the train were about 15, 20-something-year-old people. All were playing different board games. There was a couple playing Boggle, others playing Yahtzee, Connect 4, and many other properly nostalgic games. There was even a guy riding on a vintage typewriter with the group. The best part is, they invited every single person who got on the train to join the game. The typist offered to write poetry about the other passengers. They just all decided to throw a spontaneous game party on the 1 train. It is one of the most unusual subway memories I have. Number 9. A few years ago, I was on a relatively empty train when 2 young guys walked on. They sat down across from me and one of them placed a backpack on the floor between his legs. I didn't pay much attention to them until the backpack started moving. All of a sudden, one of the guys unzipped the bag and he pulled out a chicken. He lets the chicken run around a little bit and no one else in the car seemed to be shocked. A minute passes by and then the chicken was placed back in the backpack and the 2 guys got off the train. Still to this day, I have no clue what that was all about. Number 10. I was riding the subway after shoving my way through Times Square. I was just ready to take a load off when this street performer began to introduce himself. Not that weird, right? Well, this street performer was a guy named Billy, and his performance consisted of him telling the entire car, via Janet Jackson microphone, that he was an alien from outer space. He went on and started chants about being an alien, mostly cheerleader-like chants, and with a lot of clapping and yelling. At first everyone was annoyed, but by the end, the entire car was cracking up. He was such a character. I found his Facebook fan page shortly after, and those pages and pages of comments about how he makes people laugh. It was weird, but it brightened my day. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please throw me a like. I hope to see you again Monday for the TIFU fun. Until next time, life can be weird, so try to enjoy it.